say no to...
What can I say? This is a turn-up for the books.
For as long as it lasts.
If it doesn't, it won't be down to me.
We'll see. Nah. No, all right. It won't be down to me either. Who wants another?
No. It's my shot. Same again, is it?
I'll give you a hand.
So? What? If me and him can put it behind us, you can at least think about staying. Oh. Nicely asked. Make me feel warm all over. It's not a marriage proposal. Well, maybe I still want to go. What do you want? I'll give you more autonomy in the business. What do you want? I'll think about it.
So we'll see you there?
I'll do my best. You trust him?
For now.
Okay. Lexi's fired, by the way.
We're on course, people!
Oh, someone's in a good mood.
Why not? Next week is going to be a big week!
Oh, come on, love. Hey, we can't afford Belle's school fees. We sure as hell can't afford a new load of pots and pans.
Oh! No, why is that? Because you can't even do a simple job without breaking a grand's worth of equipment, that's why.
I was only helping out to try and raise a few extra quid in the first place.
Oh, yeah, and then what happens? You go and lose a whole lot flaming more, and what's worse than that, you lied to me.
Oh, come on, love.
Oh, come on, Zach, you flaming well lied to me.
Well, I'm sorry then.
Oh, sorry, what's good's that? I mean, that's not going to make anything better, is it? It's not going to get us half the money that we thought we had. What are we going to do, Zach?
I don't know. But I know I'm not going to be beholden to the likes of Matthew King. Even if our Belle ends up back at Colton Primary School. I'm sorry, but that is the way it is.
Oh, sorry, Zach, that's all very fine. Right, well, you can go and tell your daughter how flaming well sorry you are.
If you missed the dramatic final of Britain's Got Talent last night, then you can see it in all its glory from 8 tonight. Next today, though, some old faces are back to celebrate Emmerdale 5000.
New Airwick Symphonia sponsors Emmerdale.
Are you the man to restore our faith in talent today?
Yes, I believe so.
This is my United States of whatever.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Whatever the talent.
And this is my United States of whatever.
Awesome. America's got it.
Whatever.
The new series of America's Got Talent, next Friday at 9 on ITV2.
Gang attacks left Jerry fighting for his life in Coronation Street this week, and you can see it all with the Curry Omnibus at 4:45. Now, though, rolling back the years with Emmerdale 5000.
Oh, I love the invigorating magnolia fragrance in my new Airwick Symphonia. Almost as much as the relaxing lavender one. Oh, that's enough of that. New Airwick Symphonia sponsors Emmerdale.
Stand by and action.
Oh, come on, love.
It might look like just another day on set, but this is filming of a historic episode of a national TV treasure. After 5,000 shows, we're celebrating the success of a soap that was only supposed to last 13 weeks.
Right, well, you can go and tell your daughter how flaming well sorry you are.
The story of Emmerdale began in 1972 with the funeral of Jacob Sugden and the return of the prodigal son, Jack.
No sign of him, then. You should know better than expecting. But he ought to be here for his dad's funeral.
So, 5,000 episodes later, what exactly is it that makes this little slice of Yorkshire life more popular than ever?
It reflects everyday life. It has characters in it that stretch from the eccentric, the obscene, to your next-door neighbour.
You got a bit of sugar we could borrow, have you?
From Lord Snooty and his pals down to sheep rustlers and God knows who in between, because anyone can credibly live in a village like Emmerdale.
And you can pretty much guarantee you'll live highs and lows within any half hour.
There's always some disaster, there's always some death and destruction.
Emmerdale is not a safe place to live, no.
Emmerdale never does things by halves.
If you are going to marry an unsuitable partner, it's with bells on.
My own sister!
When we gossip, we gossip.
All those offspring. Busy boy, our Bob.
People just want to have, you know, put their feet up at 7 o'clock and look at all the funny people that live there.
I just think it's more immediately involving than other soaps for me, but I am biased.
Tonight, we'll celebrate some of Emmerdale's finest moments. Stars Mark Charnock and Joe Gilgan take us on a guided tour of the famous Emmerdale village.
I wee round the back of that sometimes on set.
I'm wondering whether the audience needed to know that.
While Lucy Pargeter shows us her TV home.
Welcome to the Dingles, my home and definitely where my heart is.
And for these two members of the original cast, there's the mother of all reunions waiting behind this famous front door. But first, it's back to the very beginning, when life on the farm was a much more sedate affair.
So you've come home.
Hi, Ma.
Back in the early 70s, most of Emmerdale Farm took place around the kitchen table. But get along and have a cup of tea.
Thanks for tea, Mark.
Fancy a cup of tea? Let's have a cup of tea.
Lots and lots of tea being drunk.
Would you like a cup of tea while we're waiting, Ma?
Oh, that's something I really would like. A good cup of tea.
There's been thousands and thousands of cups of tea consumed around that table.
But life on the farm wasn't all about drinking tea. There were animals to be looked after too.
I do remember in the early days, as a viewer, seeing Fraser Hines literally shearing sheep and dealing with cows and that. And I think they did have it a lot harder then.
We did proper milking of the cows at milking time.
Come on, us will never get done.
We did mucking out. We helped cows to give birth. Amazing stuff.
And I had to really dip sheep, milk cows, drive a combine harvester, cut silage, you know, and say dialogue at the same time.
Oh, aye.
Yeah, it was literally, I suppose, sheep, bulls and cows. Oh, and cups of tea.
Yeah, tea, Grandad. Grandad.
But times change.
There you are.
Everything changes, Dad. Just have to get used to it.
And over the years, it was out with the silage and in with the scandal. Emmerdale Farm viewers became accustomed to armed robberies.
Now you keep still or I'll shoot him.
Tractor-related fatalities, and occasionally a really nasty dose of chickenpox. It seemed that nothing was off limits anymore, from car crashing to Seth bashing. The residents of Beckendale experienced it all. Even dear old Annie Sugden became addicted to tranquilizers. And then, to top it all, in 1993, the most explosive storyline ever seen on a British soap crashed onto our screens. And life in the Dales would never be the same again.
I think when Emmerdale had the plane crash, it was like a wake-up to the country. This soap is like, wow, what's going on?
The plane crash was one of the biggest moments in the history of Emmerdale. It completely turned around everybody's perception of the programme. It hit all the national newspapers and everybody still talks about it to this day.
I mean, special effects I thought were fantastic on that. Everything was aflame. We had fireballs that come piling down the road, which makes Joe Sugden's car swerve off.
Look out!
I had a car crash in it, and half my face was torn away. And so I kept it on, and I got home at 4 in the morning, rang the doorbell, and my wife opened the door, and I went, ugh, and I fell in. She hit me. I don't know why she hit me. She said, I thought you'd been injured in a car crash.
One of the best stunts, actually, was when the glass from the wool pack actually implodes into the pub and the two bodies standing in front, literally you see them, the force sends them flying to the floor, and I thought that was really, really well done.
It was like a Hollywood movie, and now if the plane crash was on now, it would get a special BAFTA.
With 15 million people tuning in, the message was clear. Emmerdale fans wanted action. And that's something the programme has been dishing up ever since.
Emmerdale, without doubt, is the best of all the soaps for the stunts and explosions, definitely.
When it comes to stunts, no one does it bigger or better than Emmerdale.
Somebody needs to sort the pipe work out or the electrics out in that village because it's just not working out.
Emmerdale's not safe at all. I never would want to live in Emmerdale, ever. Because you'll either get killed, run over, blown up, you know.
We don't do things by halves. If you're going to do a stunt, then, you know, don't just kind of let a car fall off a cliff. Let it rocket.
I love exploding things and blowing things up. And, you know, a great example of that would be the house collapse. That was incredible.
My first assistant, Director Lee, I can remember hearing the fear in his voice as he was counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action. And then it collapsed. And there was just silence.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place to live, and lightning strikes many a time in the village.
But it was more than just the odd bolt of lightning that struck the village in 2004, and an episode that showed Emmerdale's special effects at their very best.
The storm was obviously, it was a really big deal, and I don't think we quite realised the magnitude of what it was going to be about, you know, actually creating a storm on a TV set.
When I saw the edited version on screen, I was gobsmacked like everybody else. It was just awesome.
It really, really looks like there was a storm. It just looks incredible.
I knew we should have gone that way. Everything you can possibly imagine happened in the storm.
Trees coming down, dropping telegraph poles, buildings collapsing. Floods, winds, death and destruction. All the exciting things.
To film the storm in the middle of November was an insane decision. And we had wind machines that were the size of a house, 2 of them pointed at you.
I remember when they first started them up, they were a little worried that they might blow the trucks that they were on the way, because they were very, very powerful.
They would throw leaves and rubbish and bits of debris in front of the wind machines that would then blow towards the cast, and all the crew would be going like that. Right, OK, you ready to throw the debris? Right, and action, debris.
Not good for your maiden voyage, Donna!
That night, it felt like the coldest night in 100 years.
We were fine whilst we were in the car, but when we had to get out of the car and all run around screaming for help and trying to get Ashley out of the car, it was freezing.
Don't worry, we're going to be out of here soon.
There was one point where I was being put onto a spinal board, and they were literally chipping ice off the spinal board before they put me on.
It's going to be all right, isn't it?
And they gave us these dry suits to wear in all the rain stuff, and we put those on, and then we put our costumes over the top of it, you know, this rubber suit, and it really didn't help. It really didn't help. The water just went straight down the back, and you were instantly cold until 5 o'clock in the morning. Brilliant.
Join us after the break when we'll remember some of Emmerdale's cruelest characters.
You little bitch! Oi, Kathy! Heathcliff wants a word.
And 2 of Emmerdale's finest give us a unique insight into the village they call home.
We're at the Dingles. We're at the Dingle. Smells a poo. Dingle. Yeah, there is an aroma.
My Airwick Symphonia regularly gives off a lovely new fragrance. Unlike some I could mention. New Airwick Symphonia.
I have to juggle being a mother and being a teacher and being a wife, and I
tend to find I just grab things on the go. So I used to feel quite sluggish, quite bloated. After I started eating Activia, I began to build benefits, and now I've continued to do it. I do feel a lot better.
Activia, with its unique culture Bifidus actiregularis, works alongside the good bacteria in your gut and helps improve slower digestive transit.
Of every female in my family eating it, yeah, I'm spreading the word.
Activia. Actively good.
Discover the salon-inspired lash extension look.
New double extension beauty tubes mascara from L'Oreal. The base coat and intense colour wrap around your lashes in tubes for a lash extension effect. The proof, lashes look up to 70% extended.
Get longer looking lashes at home.
With no smudging, and just remove with warm water. New double extension beauty tubes from L'Oreal Paris.
Step into the future of longer looking lashes, because you're worth it.
Every car insurance company says they're cheap.
And life's too short to spend all day comparing blooming quotes.
Confused.com. Search brokers and big names. They'll find the best deal for you in seconds.
Confused.com.
But they're just estimates, aren't they?
Actually, no. Confused.com ask enough questions to give accurate prices, and you could get prices not available anywhere else.
Last year, 8 million people used Confused.com to search for car insurance.
You could save money with Confused.com.
Move to Happier Home Broadband from just £7.50 a month with unlimited downloads and no connection fee. Visit o2.co.uk/broadband or call 0800 954 1411.
I'm going to show you how to make an Oreo. First you twist it, then you lick it, then you dunk it. Mum says that dogs shouldn't eat biscuits, so I'm going to have to eat yours too. Never mind, Chummy.
Only Oreo.
Discover a world of dairiness.
What?
With the Laughing Cow. Cheese dippers. Discover a fun world of dairiness. For a smoother, more feminine you, try Veet's easy-to-use wax strips. Added skincare ingredients give you touchable smoothness that lasts up to 4 weeks. Veet, what beauty feels like. Get your exclusive Sex and the City style guide and 20% off at figleaves.com, only with Veet.
Cool, what's a carry-on? Hey, it's a good job Brenda and Audrey were invited. Right, ladies, let's see how one single sheet of new Bounty Wardrobe quilts can wipe the floor with Audrey's ordinary towels. Just look at that, eh? One sheet's all she needs to carry on mopping and ringing. Audrey's got herself in her right to an 8. Blimey, Bounty's much better value. Oh, look out, mate. One in the eye for you. And new Bounty Wardrobe quilts can carry on cleaning with just one sheet.
At B&Q, you save twice with double discounts on all order-only bathrooms and all kitchens. In store now.
Ooh, you can't fail to notice when the fragrance changes. First thing he's noticed in years. New Airwick Symphonia.
With 5,000 episodes under its belt, Emmerdale really has come of age. And when it comes to explosive storylines, it just blows the competition away. But filming scenes like these in the Yorkshire countryside isn't easy.
We used to film in a real village in West Yorkshire, which became really clogged with tourists, which became a problem not only for us, but for the residents of the village itself.
It was actually really, really difficult, particularly in summer, because you used to get coach loads of people coming down. One point we had about 30, 40 coaches one day, and it was absolute mayhem.
We had no control of the village at all. We were really there as guests and really had no right to be there, so I think we were tolerated for quite a few years until it became just too much.
So we had to locate a site where we could build our own village, and this we succeeded in doing on the Harwood estate.
Seemingly, hundreds of builders ran in there and just built this village really quickly. It was amazing, actually. It just went up. It was just bricks and lorries and cranes, and there was a village.
It's just amazing because it is actually all to scale. It's all properly done, properly built.
One thing that the viewers don't always realise is on the outside it's a beautiful village, but inside those houses and the shops, there's nothing there.
If you open the door to the Woolpack in the village, there isn't a pub inside it. There's a sound man skiving, or just litter.
And all the insides are obviously in the studio. So it's just all for the exteriors, really. But, you know, it is a purpose-built film set.
Where are they?
We can do what we want there, and if we want to knock down a house, then we'll build a house and knock it down. And if we want to we'll build it up again and explode it and just do whatever we want to, anywhere, dig up the roads, anything we want to, without bothering anybody.
Cuts, very nice, thank you.
It all sounds pretty amazing, so when Mark Charnock and Joe Gilgan, better known as Emmerdale's Marlon and Eli, offered to show us around, how could we possibly say no?
The Emmerdale village stands in 11 acres of beautiful Yorkshire dales.
They do. They do.
And what I find amazing is it took 100 men just 18 weeks to put all this together. Incredible.
It is incredible. Absolutely remarkable. Beautiful place. Amazing. It's nonsense. I'm Mark Charnock, I know everything. Look at me, 11 years. Whatever.
So here we are, home, all right, status. We're at the Dingles. We're at the Dingle.
Smells of poo.
To the Dingle. Yeah, there is an aroma.
I love the smell of pig dung in the morning.
This is obviously the Dingle homestead. I entered over there when back in the day I got thrown out of the red sports car and met all the Dingles.
What can we do for you, Sean?
Not a lot. It's more like what I can do for you. This is all before your time, or what I like to describe as the good old days.
I wee round the back of that sometimes on set.
I'm wondering whether the audience needed to know that.
Don't tell the producer, obviously, because I'll be recast, so we've just got to be bleep on.
Oh, sorry, that's happening anyway.
What, sorry?
No, they're just... I'll talk about it later, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Have you seen that?
Huh?
Tell me, Mark. Tell me how it used to be in the good old days,
Well,
please.
you won't remember, will you, little scamp? We used to film in here. The set now, the Dingle set, is in the studio.
Yeah.
But here, it was in the freezing cold of the Yorkshire Dales, and we used to film all in here. But they moved us inside because little baby Belle, you know, it wasn't right. Yeah, selfish baby Belle. Oh,
she really is.
Sick of it.
A nightmare to work
Just
with.
for health and safety, we had to take her inside at the sub-zero temperatures. It just doesn't make sense. We are at the Woolpack, Joseph.
Indeed.
One of the country's most famous pubs. Had quite a few events down the years.
Certainly has been blown up.
Been hit by lightning, collapsed.
It's just fallen down, yeah.
What's your point?
No, surprisingly enough.
No, let's leave it.
If you've been A, run over by a tractor, B, mown down by a bull, or quite simply murdered, this is probably where you're going to end up. Shall we?
Do you realise, when you think about it, right, this cemetery, per square yard, right, has more famous names in it than anywhere else in the country.
You're quite right, and you've just walked over a famous grave. How do you feel about that?
I feel quite bad. So we're bringing now to the a grave close to our hearts. This is the Dingle grave.
Indeed.
It's got Ben Dingle and Butch Dingle, the two other sons of Zach. And Butch Dingle, of course, he died in hospital after the bus crash. And as it says on the bottom, it's got a great little sort of tagline, dead, but always Dingles. Now here's a little Emmerdale pop quiz for you. Do you know why this grave is significant?
I don't.
Well, let me tell you, Joseph.
Please do, Mark.
Jacob Sugden, it was his funeral that began Emmerdale. His funeral in 1972, that was the first episode where all the family gathered together, and that is where Emmerdale began.
Take it slow. I don't want Jacob bumped about on his last ride.
So there we have it, the Emmerdale village. And you know what? They've thought of everything. They've even provided us with somewhere to chill out at the end of the day.
Please, can we go? Go.
Yeah.
You don't make a show as popular as Emmerdale without picking up a few awards along the way.
The winner is Emmerdale.
The actors have been rewarded. The directors appreciated. And even Batley the Dog came up trumps when the viewers voted his demise the best soap exit of 2001.
Batley lives!
Over the years, legions of loyal Emmerdale fans have shown their appreciation to the programme, something that doesn't go unrewarded.
Once a year, we do something really fantastically special for our viewers. We invite the Emmerdale fan club to spend the weekend steeped in everything Emmerdale from Friday evening right through to Sunday lunchtime.
And we chat to them and they take a lot of photographs of us and things like that, and then they're taken on tours of the village around the set.
It's quite an occasion that I think we're the only soap that does it.
The Emmerdale Fan Weekend is unique. No other soap gives its fans the chance to step behind the scenes in such an amazing way. They get the chance to pull a pint behind the bar of the Woolpack, visit the legendary home farm, and chat to their favourite stars.
I don't think Emmerdale would be where it is today if it wasn't for groups like the Emmerdale Fan Club. And that's why it's nice to have the Fan Club weekend. It gives us the chance to say thank you to them for giving us such support.
But while the stars may be a lovely bunch off-screen, some of the characters they play leave a little more to be desired.
When it comes to the soap with the best bitches, Emmerdale has to win hands down. I don't know how they do it, but they manage to pick the actresses that just get it right to a T. The snide looks, the bitchy glances, the drinks in the face.
I think to have a good bitch in the soap is always it's an essential part of the ingredient of a soap.
They may arrive in many different ways, but when they get there, they all have one aim in mind: to wreak havoc.
Every now and again, there's an actress that comes along that just has the audience in the palm of her hand, and I think Sadie King was a fantastic character.
From the moment she came in that helicopter, in a real glam, almost Dynasty-esque style, Joan Collins kind of thing, you know, with the big sunglasses and the fur coat.
Something wrong?
I'm working, yes, I know. Although I think that dress is slightly OTT for staff.
She was nasty.
I blackmailed Zoe. I threatened to have her children taken off her. I even paid the nanny to seduce her. All for you.
Emmerdale has had some brilliant bitches. I think the most memorable would have to be Kim Tate, played by Claire King. I think she's always going to be the best bitch that soap has ever had.
You're no better than a common prostitute. You little bitch!
She was just generally a lying, scheming, horrible, nasty person.
Oh, good morning, stepmama.
Go to hell!
I just thought she was brilliant. She was sexy.
She was seductive, she knew how to get her own way.
I love you, David, and I'm gonna have you.
Probably one of the nastiest and most calculating things that Kim ever did was when she returns to bump off Frank and has his heart tablets, keeps them from him, causing him to have a heart attack.
And then she checked if he was breathing with her mirror.
Then noticed she might have a little spot on her nose and just powders her nose. I mean, very camp, very over the top, but great. It's classic.
And if you think the women are bad, there are some rather unsavoury men lurking around the corner too.
Come out, wherever you are.
Over the years, Emmerdale has had more than its fair share of bad boys. From full-time fiends to part-time toe rags.
What I do like is the characters who are long-serving characters who've been villains on and off. You know, they'll sometimes drift into villainy and then come back again, and it makes them really rounded characters, you know.
Why need the police when one whisper to Zach Dingle and he'll tear your head from your shoulders?
Pollard is a fantastic villain, you know, when he's in the right mind for it.
Sam's a very popular boy, you know.
I don't think he means to be nasty all the time. I think he was just brought up that way.
For me, Chris Tate was great, and his death was absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was just such a devious way to go, and it was just genius.
Framing your wife for your murder is, in fairness, pretty nasty.
Oh, my God!
But Emmerdale has seen worse, and there's one particular villain that everyone agrees beats them all.
The ultimate villain. Kane.
Kane.
Kane Dingle.
Don't, Kane.
He was fantastic. So evil, those brooding, dark eyes.
Don't ever call me son.
He was dark and dangerous and just generally just not a very nice person.
You don't hate me. That is what I keep trying to tell you. You don't hate me at all.
I love to watch him. I used to think, oh, you snake. And the way he treated women.
Oi, Kathy! Heathcliff wants a word.
Everybody kind of loves a baddie. I'm always constantly amazed at kind of lovely old women who come up to me and go, oh, I think you're lovely. And you're like, well, you shouldn't, the character's, he's quite nasty and you shouldn't be saying that. See you girls, and what do I think I would do?
Jeff is the master of the hooded look.
I think I know stalker positions from 1 to 5 now. The director will just go, or to me I go, all right, I know that's tree stalker. So yeah.
They're kind of like, you know, if Kane's looking at you like that, you're in all sorts of trouble.
When you do a scene with him, if he's angry, you're scared. You know, it's not like you have to act because he is scary.
Yeah, well, she's my daughter. You've no right.
Oh, son, father!
He's got that really intense, he's got an incredibly natural intensity on camera. The nicest bloke in the world off camera, and then on camera, he's a threatening presence.
You're all sound and fury till it comes to the crunch, then you climb on the roof and you snivel like a baby. And what is big about that, eh?
I must say I do enjoy watching the villains because, without exception, they've all been really nice people in real life. And you find that you go around saying, but he's very nice, really.
Coming up in part 3, we'll take a look at the lighter side of life in the Dales.
I think a lot of people like a laugh early on in the evenings, and I think people like that lightness.
Oh, Deanie.
Oh,
Deanie!
And Lucy Pargeter shares some studio secrets.
Please remember that this is a dress set and not a tuck shop. That means we have to be very quick.
My Airwick Symphonia regularly gives off a lovely new fragrance. Unlike some I could mention. New Airwick Symphonia.
On Disney DVD and Blu-ray. Join the adventure.
This is a treasure map.
On the greatest treasure hunt in history.
That could be a horrible trap.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Nicolas Cage, National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets on Disney DVD and Blu-ray Monday. And for the daddy of all gifts, get these amazing titles on DVD.
New Toyota Auris SR. More room for life.
Come now and join us at the grand finale of the 15th anniversary at Disneyland Paris. There's never been a better time as kids under 7 stay and play free. Book now for arrivals between July 15th and August 15th and save 15%. Call 08448 003 003.
you never know when an IT problem might strike. BT offers all business customers 24/7 IT and communication support.
Woke up this morning feeling fine. We've a current account that'll blow your mind. We give you 50 times more than these others could. We get you 50 times like you know you should. Something tells me you're into something good. Something tells me we're into something.
Our customers get extra and you know that it's true.
We like to make a song and dance over you.
Join the bank that pays 5% credit interest.
Ring, ring, beep, beep, ring, ring, beep, beep, ring, ring.
Say no, Mark! Michael?
Telegram!
Yeah!
Hi, Cole.
Hi, boys.
You've got something to tell me, haven't you?
My head.
Your house.
Flown away.
Oh, no, I've got to go.
Yes! May I leave?
Okay. We're going out, boys. The man, he said, okay.
Ooh, you can't fail to notice when the fragrance changes. First thing he's noticed in years. New Airwick Symphonia.
Emmerdale is a soap with a sense of humour, and 5,000 episodes have provided barrel loads of laughs.
Do not attempt any funny business.
I'm not laughing! I think comedy in Emmerdale is done so brilliantly and always has been.
To me, it's the life's blood. You know, if you can't have something to make me go, ooh, give me something to laugh at.
I've read a script at home and laughed out loud at times.
I think a lot of people like a laugh early on in the evenings, and I think especially now it's on 6 times a week, people like that lightness.
Oh, Deanie. Oh, Deanie!
There's some good comedy actors on the show as well. People like Paula Tilbrook, who's just, I love watching. You know, she's absolutely magic.
Betty's done some quite funny things. She's knocked a policeman out with a heavy iron frying pan.
Oh, heck.
It's not so much the things she does, but the things she says.
Well, you're not going to get very far with a little thing like that.
One of the funniest ones I've ever seen is just a sight gag with Stan Richards as Seth and a pair of big false teeth.
Something amusing you, Mr. Turner.
The public really loved Stan. I think he was the all-time most popular character in Emmerdale.
Tiger.
He used to tell me a new joke every day in real life that I'd never heard.
Just look at the state of you. You're swaying, your voice is slurred, and you reek of alcohol.
I could brush my teeth, if I had any.
I also think Marlon can be very funny.
Oh, yeah, very funny.
And I think when him and Paddy get together, I just like to watch them.
Seems to be something on your head. What?
They are the essence of the comedy in Emmerdale.
Oh, very mature.
They've got brilliant comedy timing, both of them. And when they're together in a scene, it's just mental.
I do think the comedy in Emmerdale is for me, its strongest suit.
What?
And it's not just Britain that's fallen in love with Emmerdale. It's now an international affair.
It's really weird to think that your face is all over the world and different people, you know, from different walks of life are watching you. And it's only when you sort of go out there you realise that, you know, a lot of people know who you are. When we were in Australia filming Dingles Down Under, we were like, oh, 6 weeks filming in Australia, no hassle. How wrong we were. We're there, and obviously we had all our costumes on, and all we could hear was, oh my God, there's the Dingles over there.
I could just get your signature.
once got off the plane in the Finnish Lapland, in the what's it called, the circle at the top of the world, the Arctic Circle, top of the world, and somebody shouted in a Lap accent, Marlon. That was surreal.
We get an awful lot of fan mail from Sweden, and they're very big fans.
It's quite interesting when you go to your pigeonhole in the morning thing, just look through, see where the post has come from, just look at the postmarks, you know.
You'll occasionally get a letter from Australia or Germany or Portugal, and you think, wow, Emmerdale must be reaching these people as well.
In fact, Emmerdale has been shown in over 40 countries around the world, but just how many of them can the cast actually name?
Definitely in Greenland.
Is it Canada?
Yemen, of all places.
I know it's shown in Australia, because my mum can watch it.
India, I think. Yeah, it's shown in India.
How about Papua New Guinea?
I think we also have Syria.
What about the Ivory Coast?
I believe it goes out in Pakistan, but nobody else gets that one.
How about Japan? I'm hopeless at this.
Never mind, Matthew? Just for you, here are some of the ones that nobody named.
How many millions is that, then? I don't know, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable, doesn't it? You think, what are you lot looking at?
I wonder where all the repeat fees for these shows are going. Got my agent.
Things have come a long way since Emmerdale Farm started as an afternoon treat in 1972. It's now an industry in its own right, making 3 hours of primetime TV every week. So we asked Lucy Pargeter, better known as Chastity Dingle, to take us on a whistle-stop tour of the studios where the Emmerdale operation is based.
This should be fun. Every episode of Emmerdale starts in here with the script and the storyline, guys. Now, these are the people who decide what you see on screen and quite literally put the words in our mouths.
This is a dark day for the League of Pub Quizzes.
Oh, shut your cake, or you slimy bag of gas. Now, it takes 6 months from the conception of an idea until you see it on screen, and in some cases, storylines are planned a lot further in advance, so these guys could probably tell you what's going to happen in Emmerdale at Christmas. But as you can imagine, it's top secret, so we better leave them to it. We usually get our scripts about 2 weeks before we record a scene, but because of the amount of filming that we are doing, we don't really get the opportunity to read them until the night before. So on the day of filming, you got lines running through your head as you get ready in here, our not-so-luxurious dressing rooms. Now, we have over 50 cast members at the moment and only 9 dressing rooms, so as you can imagine, it can get a bit cramped at times, but this lovely decorated area is mine. At least I've got a picture of my baby girl. And then after a short or sometimes very long trip to hair and makeup, it's off to the studio. Cheers, Avi. So this is it. This is where the magic happens. We have over 16 sets in here, from the vicarage through to the factory, through to the shop, and this is Grayson's house. Please remember that this is a dress set and not a tuck shop. That means we have to be very quick. Usually there's a lot more stuff in here, but as you can tell, I've been filming for the week, so there's hardly anything left. And what you have to do is you have to go round and shake everything to see if it's actually practical. Check the date, because sometimes they do like to do that, give you out-of-date stuff just to make you sick on purpose. But when you find something, run as fast as you can and hide. Welcome to the Dingles, my home and definitely where my heart is. First of all, we have the stairs, the famous stairs that go nowhere. Be careful when you get to the top, there's a massive big bar. It's been padded out now, but Hayley Tamerden, who used to play Delilah, knocked herself out on her first day, bless her. Now, the rest of the place, first question, is it as grubby as it actually looks on telly? Yeah, it's minging. But everything else is practical. Beer, thank you very much. Try not to drink too much. And the kitchen. But there looks like some potatoes to peel, so I better get on with that and give Lisa a hand. So if you don't mind shutting the door on your way out. And finally, it's on these corridors that all the scenes are edited together before the tape is sent down to Transmission Centre in London. Better leave Nige to it, otherwise we know Emmerdale next week. So there you have it, a very brief guided tour of the Emmerdale studios. Now, even in this building, there are a couple of places that cameras can't go. So if you wouldn't mind.
When it comes to knockout action scenes, Emmerdale leaves the other soaps fighting to keep up. Not a day seems to pass without someone being slapped, a punch being thrown, or a drink being tossed into someone's face. So much for a quiet life in the country, eh?
The fights in Emmerdale are relentless.
I love the fights in Emmerdale. They're my favourite part.
Oh, man.
Because they can be done with great comedy as well.
Oh, Mandy, what have you done?
Oh, no! And I brought my best nail and all!
I'm sure you probably, with the length of the programme, how long it's been going on, you could probably run a whole kind of episode of Emmerdale with just like... whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I've been on the receiving end of a few.
No! Oh, help me!
Also done quite a few as well.
I love a good scrap on Emmerdale, so particularly girls brawling.
You bitch!
Joe's one of the characters that you see have a fight every week. I seem to be opening the script every single week thinking, here we go again.
And Joe's best brawls and most spectacular skirmishes have seen her regularly going head-to-head with her arch-rival Katie. And there's one particular scrap that really caught the attention of Emmerdale's male viewers. Can't think why.
That was really fun to film. Quite scary because a lot of it had to be done in one take. And he just said, look, just go for it. So it was brilliant. We really, really enjoyed it.
What the hell's going on?
I remember the press office phoned me once and said, yeah, you do realise that it's the biggest hit on YouTube.
Well, I've never had two girls fighting in mud over it, but I think I could get used to it.
The fight scenes are great to film, they really are. There was once when me and Sheree Murphy, who played Trisha, we were vying to be like top dog at the Woolpack. So we ended up outside and we were scrapping on the floor in the mud, and I had these two black bunches. But she'd covered my face, so when the shot turned round, I looked like Minnie Mouse. And that day, it must have been about 12 takes, because we just couldn't stop laughing.
But if the residents of Emmerdale could stop fighting for just a few minutes, they'd be surprised at who might drop into the Woolpack for a pint. Over the years, some of Britain's best-loved celebrities have been keen to get in on the action.
I think famous people are drawn to Emmerdale because it's a really popular soap and they want to be involved in it.
But we are very fortunate to have with us such an expert as Mr. Lionel Blair to judge.
We do get a bit starstruck, you know.
Hey, it's him!
Oh.
Off the telly!
We were really lucky to have a Hunter from the Gladiators, and that was just when I started, so I was like, I might stop around here because there's got some really fit lads in it.
Oh, don't worry, David. You'll get your chance.
Tony Christie! How cool is that? They filmed us all dancing along. Actually, I didn't know they were. So all of that's real when you see that bit in the episode of us just going like this. We're all just doing it because we're just really into it.
That episode with Catherine Jenkins was just beautiful. And, you know, she was such a delight on the day. She was such a lovely woman.
I hereby declare Emmerdale's 500th anniversary pageant officially open.
Of course, the treat of it was hearing her sing. And because she's got the most divine voice. Very beautiful as well. She's easy on the eye.
From classical divas at the Village Fete to pop heroes in the Woolpack, Emmerdale has seen them all.
Yeah, I've seen Marty Pellow sing live in the Woolpack. Surreal. I tell you what, he was at 8 o'clock in the morning. That guy's got a voice on him. I mean, I know that's an obvious thing to say, but I think he did it twice, absolutely perfectly. And it was thinking, I'm sat watching Marty Pellow.
From the shadow of your smile into my arms.
Yes, Emmerdale's had its fair share of household names appearing on the show, some long before anyone even knew who they were. Before he made it big in the East End, this lad was cock of the North when he landed the role of Graham Lodsworth. Blink and you'll miss her, but loitering in the background of this scene is a young wannabe looking for a much spicier part. And here's a young actress who started off in the Yorkshire Dales.
Hello, Joe.
And ended up in the Hollywood Hills.
Now, how did you get here?
Join us after the break when the stars of the show recall their first day on set.
I remember my lines.
Sorry, Combine Avster on the Rubblefield Road.
And mum's the word as we take two original cast members back to the farm for the first time in over 20 years.
Knock on the door.
My Airwick Symphonia regularly gives off a lovely new fragrance. And like summer, good mention. New Airwick Symphonia.
The bigger the challenge, the more you need Duracell. Down go the zinc carbon batteries, victims of exhaustion. Down they go, up he goes. When endurance matters, we can all count on Duracell. Duracell lasts longer, much longer.
I've got something to tell you. You're going to be a dad.
The new Renault Clio Sport Tourer.
In a recent survey, MoneySupermarket.com was #1 for saving you money on your car insurance. We're #1 because we compare more quotes than anyone else to help you get the best price.
That's the car insurance sorted. What's next?
Whatever you're looking for, MoneySupermarket.com compares the market in seconds to get you the best deal. MoneySupermarket.com, the price comparison site.
For a smoother, more feminine you, try Veet's easy-to-use wax strips. Added skincare ingredients give you touchable smoothness that lasts up to 4 weeks. Veet, what beauty feels like. Get your exclusive Sex and the City style guide and 20% off at figleaves.com, only with Veet.
Form a line. For Formaline. Visit formaline.co.uk.
I go to Australia every year for about 2 months or so. And if I'm in the middle of a series like this, Sopranos, which I actually, become so in love with that I get withdrawal symptoms when I go to Australia. I always think about not going. I very much like using the series button because it takes all that nonsense out of your life about, did I remember to switch the recording machine on for tonight? So you can record an entire series by just pressing one button, and there comes the symbol, and it's right the way through for the 12-week run or whatever it might be. Its utter simplicity is its genius, and it's just made everything much, much easier.
Just had a mission come through. Got to do a route clearance for a foot patrol.
UAV, unmanned air vehicle, is basically a spy plane.
AV's launched.
AV 257 feet. AV on task. Grid 880. The whole system is the eyes and ears of this battle group. And without us, it makes the job more dangerous.
Sounds, look, dead.
This film continues at armyjobs.mod.uk.
Love film? Of course. Want an easy way to rent DVDs?
Yes.
Want to choose from over 65,000 titles? From just $3.99 a month?
Jackpot, baby!
What about late fees? Ah! Okay. No late fees. Ever.
Yes!
We send, you watch. It's that simple.
Well, that's very reassuring.
Even the postage is free.
Woo!
For your 2-week free trial, go to lovefilm.com.
Want lashes with more impact instantly? Discover new Volume Express Lift Up from Maybelline New York.
The secret?
Our lightweight formula lifts the lash look instantly, keeps them up
For up to 12 high-flying hours.
for instant wide-eyed impact.
Adds the lifted lash look.
New Volume Express Lift Up.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Ooh, you can't fail to notice when the fragrance changes. First thing he's noticed in years. New Airwick Symphonia.
To the family.
From the very beginning, families have been at the heart of Emmerdale. For 4 decades, we've been sticking our noses into the daily business of a whole host of collective clans.
It wouldn't be Emmerdale without families.
The Sugdens have been the key to the whole of Emmerdale. I mean, you can't imagine Emmerdale without a Sugden in it because they've been there since day one.
So you've come home now?
Hi, Ma.
The Tates just turned Emmerdale around.
You don't run a business without making enemies.
I think in a soap you always have to have the nasty, rich people to make the whole of the village suffer.
Why does everything have to turn into a public slagging match with his family?
And I think the Kings fit into that role perfectly.
Fuck off!
My family.
But to me, the most disorganised family and the most loving family and the most wonderful family is the Dingles.
And to all the Dingles everywhere, good health and cheers.
The Dingles are Emmerdale's social underbelly.
Welcome to my family.
2 pints, please, Bob.
3 for lesbricons.
You scratch, you know, the surface of Emmerdale and the Dingles are sort of lying rodent-like beneath the surface.
And the Dingles just seem to keep on coming. So far, 37 of them have graced our screens. When it comes to finding the next one, it's taken very seriously.
All the writers are involved, the script team, the producers, the story team, and it takes an awful lot of work to get the character absolutely right. But no matter how much work we put into creating a new character, that character only really comes to life once it's been cast.
And the latest actor to join the Dingle clan is Sian Rees-Williams.
The very first scene that I filmed was in a hospital bed after the accident. You're my first visitor. Apart from Mum, she's always here. I remember thinking I was very happy that it was in a hospital bed because I didn't have to move. I just had to remember my lines and say them in the right order. No one's ever given me flowers before, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sit down if you stop it. But yeah, it was very strange acting with people that I see all the time on the telly.
It's the same for most of the cast. They may look as at home as a pint pot in the Woolpack, but none of them will ever forget that nerve-wracking first scene.
Hiya! One of the first scenes I did was here in the Woolpack.
Well, if it isn't Nurse Ratchet.
And I remember just thinking, what am I doing? This can't be real.
I don't know if you've heard, but my dad is dead.
Can we not talk about this like grown-ups? I couldn't believe it. It was just so weird.
I remember the very first scene I filmed at Emmerdale as if it were yesterday, because I had to walk down the high street of the village and go towards Mill Cottage, and I had these slippery Italian shoes on and this very tight-fitting bronze shirt on. I was overwhelmed, I think.
Well, it seems to be working out for you so far.
Oh, it still gives me nightmares now.
I'll never forget my first day of filming because I had to get off the bus, and I remember not being able to run in the heels they gave me from the bus stop to the vets, and I do this little Marilyn Monroe wiggle. And when I turn up, I remember my lines. I say, oh, I'm sorry I'm late. Combine harvester on the Roblesfield Road. I don't know why. I don't know whether everyone else remembers their very first line, but I do.
And there are still a few actors who remember Emmerdale Farm's own first day. We took 2 of them, Fraser Hines and Freddie Pine, back to the place where this soap success story began. Fraser played Joe Sugden for 22 years, and Freddie, his on-screen brother-in-law, Matt Skilbeck, for over 15.
Is that Bessie carved yet?
In a minute now, I reckon.
Oh, there's the farmhouse there.
Oh, there it is. That is the actual... Yes, it is. My God.
That barn's a house now.
Should be a cowshed. Fraser?
Yep.
Where have 36 years gone?
Oh, don't know.
Since the first day do you remember the very first day we walked out here?
Oh, let's have a look around.
Wow, look at that.
Look.
I remember the very first day we walked up this little road. All wet and covered in cowpats.
Cowpats?
Which we had to avoid. Like
Yes, that's walking. There was this. Look at that barn. That's where first Jack appeared with me. I was feeding the little calves, and he came and leant on the stable door.
Hello, Joe. Remember me, do you?
Jack, isn't it?
And the sheep dip was through there. Remember?
Yeah, it's not anymore. Might be a jacuzzi now.
Well, it was a kind of sheep jacuzzi, that wasn't it?
Yes.
I won't drown, hold him under!
And almost 20 years since they last visited the farm, Freddie and Fraser can't resist knocking on the famous front door one more time.
Let's get this door up. Hello, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Are you?
Sheila Mercier played soap's most famous matriarch, Annie Sugden, from 1972 until the mid-90s.
So I didn't realise you still lived here, Sheila.
Yeah. Oh, I never moved.
Oh, I see.
What about the old milking shed as well?
I know, it's the cow shed is in our house.
Yeah.
But what would the original cast think of the new Emmerdale village? We took them to see it for the very first time.
Amazing stories about it.
It's wonderful.
But they've reconstructed the old village of Eshel.
It looks exactly the same, doesn't it?
But there's the wall pack.
And waiting behind the door of the wool pack is another familiar face from the past.
Oh,
It's Jean Rogers who played Freddie's on-screen wife, Dolly Skilbeck.
knock me down with a 10-foot pole.
Hey.
Hello.
Let's go
Yes,
through
that's
the
a
B&B's
good
over
idea.
this way. And
We never had a B&B though, did we?
No.
No.
Not in our day.
It's memory lane for you.
Very first episode, that is outside.
Oh, look.
That's
I
lovely.
wonder who this young man is here.
Yes.
With a huge mop of dark hair. And a very smiling lady next to him.
Yes.
Who's that? Oh,
Your hair there, that isn't
That's in the early days, isn't it?
that was real hair. Well, it's still real now. It doesn't seem like 36 years ago when we first started. Oh, look, I've got script here, look.
Why don't we go through the scene? Here we are.
Okay.
Oh, and action.
I don't think it's fair to close it. The Biro kids and the Sandersons, their mums bring them down to playgroup that way across the field. It won't be so safe if they have to walk by the road.
Any road, Dolly. It's NY Estate's business and nobody else's.
But besides, that notice has been up for 3 weeks now and no one's complained yet.
Well, thanks for the tea, Mark.
Do you have to go so soon?
There's a road to be worked out for Monday.
Matt was hoping to help him with an electric fence.
It don't matter, Mum.
Will you be at Woolpack later? I doubt it. See you all.
Well, I think that's fantastic, but let's have a little toast then to the old programme, shall we?
not?
Emmerdale, 5,000 episodes.
Long may it continue.
Yeah, here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I do believe a toast is in order.
would you all raise your glasses?
Enjoy yourselves. Thanks for coming and...
The pie starts right here, folks.
Cheers!
So join us in congratulating Emmerdale on making 5,000 fantastic episodes. You'll be in great company.
Right, from all of us here in Coronation Street to our colleagues across the Pennines in Emmerdale, congratulations on your 5,000th episode. Congratulations. Well done.
You know, I remember when Emmerdale Farm was still just an allotment and Seth Armstrong and Amos Brearley were being thrown out of the wool pack for underage drinking. Congratulations to all of you. Happy, happy anniversary.
I understand it's 5,000 episodes. Doesn't seem like it. Not much!
Congratulations, Emmerdale, on your 5,000th episode. What a Bobby Dazzler.
The great thing about Emmerdale for me is that as a Yorkshireman living down south, I get a little fix of home. So many congratulations on your anniversary. Keep it up. Keep bringing Yorkshire down south.
Congratulations to all of you, Emmerdale, on your 5,000th episode. You just keep getting better and better with age.
Happy 5,000th episode, Emmerdale. I can't say it, but what I'm going to say is that I have no favourites, couldn't pick a favourite, because of course at some stage or other they'll all end up on this sofa.
Happy 5,000th, Emmerdale!
A big congratulations to Emmerdale and their 5,000th episode, and here's to many more. Up next is the Coronation Street Omnibus and a tough week for Jerry.